If you're new to my channel, I do live sound quite often, and I also play in a cover band. And while in that cover band, I started using in-ear monitors. And I actually really like when bands use it on the stage too. Just makes my job as a sound engineer that much better. My choice has always been the Shure PSM300. But the more bands that I see coming in, and friends of mine that are in cover bands, or just bands in general, a lot of them are actually using this Xvive right here. And I always kind of thought, being a snob, that there's no way this was any good. Because this guy right here, I think now is almost $1,000. This is under $300, so there's no way it could be even half as good, right? Well, let's find out. The timing couldn't have been more perfect. I was actually just thinking that I wanted to start taking my in-ears to sound gigs or open mics. So when Xvive reached out to me asking if I wanted to review this product, I jumped at the opportunity. Also, be aware when you're cutting boxes, you want to cut towards yourself. That way if you slip, you accidentally cut yourself. Wait, that's wrong. My first impression is they spent some time designing this packaging. It looks really nice, and you totally can judge a book by its cover. As you can see, you get the transmitter, the receiver, and a 1/4-inch adapter in case you don't have XLR inputs. It does not include the earbud headphones, but you can buy some from them. It does have this interesting charger, which has 2 ports out of 1 single USB. And then this looks like it is a bag of some sort. Oh yeah, that's really nice. And of course, the manual. The biggest thing about this update is it now runs on the 5.8 gigahertz. The older units run on 2.4, which is really starting to get cluttered. 2.4 can go farther, but you're gonna have way less interference with 5.8. Like I was saying, I do want to start taking in-ears out to gigs, and especially my sound gigs, but taking out of this rack would be a huge pain. And just a quick comparison just between the body packs, the size difference is pretty staggering. I do have a carrying case. Gross. What are all those hairs? Oh, there's the culprit. Hello. Well, like I was saying, I do have a case, but it's kind of cumbersome. You slide the unit right into this slot here. But the hard part is you still need a way to get to the cables and plug it into the back. So you have to open up all this part, unzip here, and then you just have cables hanging out the back. Meanwhile, the U45 fits right in the palm of my hand. Okay, so it's cool looking, it's tiny, it's portable, but does it actually work? Let's go find out. I'm gonna go to a local open mic night, and I'm gonna use it there because I always have problems hearing on the stage, and this is gonna help out. So let's check it out. We are going to B-Side Bar, where weekly they have musicians all get together, and we randomly play cover songs in different groups. They supply everything from the guitars, to the amps, to the bass guitar, to the microphones, and even the drum kit. It's a really good time, and it's a perfect place to test these out. First thing I'm gonna do is scan for an open channel. So you just hold the button down, and it'll start auto-scanning. Big money, big money, big money, big money. Stop! Oh, there we go, number 5, you're the winner. Now I take the transmitter and I manually press the button until it matches up with the 5, and the receiver will turn green. Now all I have to do is put the transmitter in the snake for the aux port, and it actually clicks when it's in place.
Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
I'm not quite getting enough volume, and I have the pack pretty much turned up all the way. So I'm gonna check to make sure that I have it where it's supposed to be per the instructions, as far as either line or aux.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
It's still not where I want it to be. So you can see it says line. I'm gonna switch it to aux and test that out. And that works. There we go. All right, let's test this out and see how it does. then gave it to Chad so he could test it using it from the mixing board to see what he thought. Alright, so what do I really think about this little unit? Honestly, I'm shocked at how well it works. You would think at being less than half the price it wouldn't be nearly as good, but honestly it was. Some of the cons of this unit are it is a mono unit, so you're not going to get a stereo signal, but most people aren't using stereo anyway, so it's not a huge loss. The other one is while it's rechargeable, which is fantastic so you don't waste space in the landfill or spend money, it has a 5-hour battery life. But if you forget to charge that and you go to a gig and it dies, you're kind of stuck. I guess you could run a really long USB-C cable to it because it does work while it's charging, but that is not ideal, but it is something to think about. The supply case is a nice feature, but there is no separation within the bag, so these two are just going to be bouncing around each other as they're being toted around in your bag. There is an alternative though. They do sell a really nice case online and it's 20 bucks. I can see a lot of creative ways to use this unit just because it's so portable. Like I did, where I took it to an open mic, it wasn't a pain in the butt to hook up. I didn't have to bring a giant carrying bag and a bunch of cables. I snapped this right in and it was good to go. Also, I'm gonna probably use this when I'm doing sound too. There's so many times where I'm doing sound and they bring in their own inner monitor and I can't hear what they're hearing, but I can set up a channel and have it come directly into this, and when I solo it, I'll be able to hear exactly what they're hearing and any issues. It comes with a metal housing, which I'm actually shocked. I really thought this thing was just made of pure plastic. So it's built really, really well. Another feature that's nice in this unit, as opposed to the last unit, was it does the auto scan, and that auto scan feature is nice. You don't have to worry about finding the right frequency. The other thing is, if you want to get creative with this unit, you can actually plug this into an aux and then go from a 3.5 millimeter into an aux, no, an XLR, or a 3.5 if your speaker does it, and you could actually use this to run a wireless speaker. That's crazy. Another really cool feature about this unit is that it runs on the 5.8 gigahertz band. The older units run on that 2.4, which arguably have more distance, but you get a lot more interference since there's so many products out there on the market that are running on that now. And the last thing that you want on the stage is interference with your ears. So is the U45 better than the PSM300? You know, honestly, I would say in most cases, yeah. There's no reason to spend double unless you're touring and you really need it to be rack mounted or you really wanted that stereo sound. But for most people, this is gonna work out great. I am so surprised at how well this little unit works. Thank you for joining me in this video, and if you'd like to purchase this, I'll be putting a link down in the description below, and I'll see you in the next one.